Chums of Examsnet. Welcome to the question series of Examsnet. Students, you must have explored our website www.examsnet.com. This site is a great place for you to study your entrance exam question papers, as well as multiple various other entrance exam question papers are also available there. You can download our app. The link is available in the description box for your better preparation. Students, today we'll be solving Agniveer Vayu or IAF Group 10 19 Jan 2023 paper. About 70 questions are there in this paper. Let's start with that. We'll be having multiple physics, mathematics, and English questions. Let's start with that. A very best of luck. Here we go. Question number 1, physics question. It says, if F is a force acting on a particle of mass m performing simple harmonic motion, then the time period of the simple harmonic motion is equal to. First of all, if I talk about the simple harmonic motion or SHM, it is a special type of periodic motion or oscillation where the restoring force is directly proportional to displacement and acts in the direction opposite to that of displacement. Direction is opposite to that of displacement. For example, you can say the motion of an undamped pendulum, undamped spring mass system. These are the examples for the simple harmonic motion. And if we talk about the time period, this is the time period is time taken by a particle to complete one revolution. This is called the time period, and the time period of a spring block system doing the simple harmonic motion is given by, see, if you are having a system like this where you have kept some mass over here and a spring is attached to this one. Over here, this is having the mass m and this spring, this is the constant k. So here the force is equal to the weight, which is equal to m into g. And force is given by mass into acceleration, correct? And this is actually equal to minus k into x. So A is equal to minus k upon m into x. Or the time period is equal to 2 pi root of m upon k. T is equal to 2 pi. Yeah, that's it. M upon k. That's it. Okay, no need to write this. So that's it. Here, m is the mass of this block and k is your spring constant. Right? So the time period for the simple harmonic motion is given by this. That's it. You have option B as your answer. Hope you understood that. Next is question number 2. Velocity of sound is maximum in hydrogen, vacuum, steel, or water. See, the speed of the sound depends on the density of the medium through which it is traveling. The particles in the solid medium, they are, because this is only solid over here. So particles in this medium, they are very tightly packed. They are very tightly packed. Hence, the density is maximum over here. So the density is very high. In this all cases, the density is maximum over here. Information from one molecule to another molecule travels very faster in this medium because the density is very higher. In liquids, the molecules are a bit farther as compared to the solid. So the density is lower in case of liquids and the speed of the sound becomes a bit lower in liquids in comparison to the steel or the metals. And of course, in the gases, it is the minimum. Okay. So that's it. Velocity of sound is the maximum one in steel. That makes option C to be the correct answer. Right. If anyways, I talk about the velocity of sound waves in hydrogen, that is approximately 1270 meter per second. And in vacuum, it is 0. There is no medium. Actually, you can't hear any voice in the vacuum because there is no medium for the sound to travel. And in the steel, it is 5920, that is 5,920 meter per second. And in water, it is 1480 meter per second. That's it. Hope you understood this. Next, question number 3. Dimensions of the Planck's constant is given by. So, first of all, see, measurement of any physical quantity involves comparison with the certain basic arbitrary chosen internationally accepted reference. Here we call that dimensions. Okay. And if we talk about the Planck's constant, this is given by, first of all, before going to that, I would like to talk about energy of an emitted photon is given by, is equal to H into V, where E is the energy of the photon. And your H is Planck's constant. V is, this is not V, this is this frequency actually. Okay. So this is your frequency of the emitted photon, right? Therefore, H is equal to, that is Planck's constant, is equal to E upon frequency. So you can easily get the dimensions from here. What are the dimensions for energy? It is ml square t raised to power minus 2. And for frequency, it's t raised to power minus 1. That makes it E ml square t raised to power minus 1. These are the dimensions for the Planck's constant H. So ml square t raised to power minus 1. This is your option C. This is the correct answer. Hope you understood this. Let's move to the next question, number 4. The magnet, a magnet of magnetic moment M is situated with its axis along the direction of the magnetic field of strength B. Work done in rotating it by an angle of 180 degree will be. See, first thing, a magnetic dipole consists of, when I'm talking about the magnetic dipole, it consists of two unlike poles of equivalent strength and separated by a very small distance between them. Okay. And what is magnetic moment? It is the product of pole strength and distance between the poles of the magnet. Correct? So that means it is given by M is equal to M into 2L. So where 2L is actually the distance between the poles of the magnet. This is your magnetic movement. This is your pole strength. And this is distance between the poles of the magnet. Okay. Now, work done in rotating a magnet of magnetic moment M with an angle theta in an external magnetic field B is given by. It is given by W is equal to MB1 minus cos theta. Right? In this case, you are given theta is equal to 180 degree. Right? Therefore, the work done in rotating a magnet of magnetic moment M by an angle of 180 degree in the magnetic field B is given by W is equal to MB1 minus cos 180 degree. You know, cos 180 degree is equal to minus 1. So you have this as MB1 minus of minus 1, which is equal to twice of MB. All right. That means you have option C as your answer. Hope you understood that. Next is question number 5. Two coplanar concurrent forces of magnitude 3kn and 4kn makes an angle of 60 degree with each other. Then the magnitude of resultant is given by which of these following? See, before answering the question, I would like to talk about the law of parallelogram of forces, right? See, if you have two forces which are acting in these directions, and is, let's say this is O, this is A vector, OA vector, and this is OB vector. So the resultant of the two coplanar vectors acting on a point, this parallelogram law of forces. This law is used to determine the resultant of two coplanar forcings which are acting on a point. Okay. Now, let's talk about it in more detail. It states that if two forces acting on a point are represented in magnitude and direction by two adjacent sides of the parallelogram, then the resultant is represented in magnitude and direction by the diagonal of the parallelogram, which is passing through the common point. So this R is the resultant vector of these two vectors. Okay. Now let's say these two vectors are representing two forces, F1 and F2, which are acting at the point O, which is shown over here. Okay. In magnitude and direction, and by the directed line OA and OB, inclined at an angle of theta to each other. Correct. So this is angle theta. Let this be angle alpha. Then if the parallelogram, let's make the parallelogram first. So this is got to be, wait. Okay, so this actually should meet over here. Yeah, it's not a perfect drawing, but it should meet over here. So now, according to this, you have the parallelogram. Let's name this one OA. And let's say this is C. Okay, OAC, and I'll drop a perpendicular from here. This is a D. Now, the parallelogram OACB. If this parallelogram is completed, then this is your resultant force, which is represented by the diagonal OC, vector OC, right? And R is given by root of F1 square plus F2 square plus 2F1 F2 cos theta. All right. Now let's move towards the calculation solution. And here you are given the first force is 3 kilonewton and the second force is 4 kilonewton. Theta is given to you in the question as 60 degree. So resultant force will be given by root of 3 square plus 4 square plus 2 into 3 into 4 into cos of 60 degree, which is equal to 9 plus 16 plus 24 cos 60 degree is equal to, that's 1 by 2. So this, which is equal to 25 plus 12, which is about 37, which will give you value of approximately 6.08 kilonewton. This is your resultant force. So that's it. We got our answer, 6.08 kilonewton. Option C stands to be the correct answer. Hope you got that. Next is question number 6. When a beam of white light incident on a prism undergoes dispersion, then dash of the constituent colors of white light. Okay, red color bends the most as it has the lowest wavelength. Violet color bends the most as it has the lowest wavelength. Violet color bends the most as it has highest wavelength, or violet color bends the most. Here should be red. Okay, because it's already been talked about over here. And red color bends the most as it has the lowest frequency. Sorry. They are talking about frequency. So it's okay. Violet color bends the most because it has lowest frequency. Okay. Now, before starting with the question, I would like to talk a bit about the dispersion of the light. So if you're having a prism over here, so this is the prism, and you have a white light which is incident at this place. So white light, first it passes inside, so it bends a bit towards like this, right? Then it gets reflected. This is the reflecting surface. So here it will be scattered like this. It will bend a little like this, a very little like this. So it will be 7 colors will be reflected over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the 7th one. Okay. Now they are Vibgyor. You know this, right? Vibgyor. Violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. Now the dispersion of the light occurs because of the colors of the white light travel at different speeds through the glass prism. This was discovered by Sir Isaac Newton. Um, he also discovered the light is made up of 7 colors. So from the above discussion, we can say that the beam of white light incident on this prism, this is white light and this is your prism, that a ray of white light which is incident on the prism undergoes dispersion, then the violet light bends the most because it is having the lowest wavelength of the constituent colors of this white light, right? This surely makes option B to be the correct answer. Hope you understood this. Next question number 7, which of the following is correct regarding Faraday's law? Number 1, change in magnetic flux can cause a voltage to be induced. The induced EMF cannot generate the current. Increase in number of turns in a coil will decrease induced EMF. All the above statements are true. See, we are talking about Faraday's law it talks about your magnetic flux. Before talking about the Faraday's law, let's talk about the magnetic flux a little. What is that? This is a total magnetic field that passes through the given area. Magnetic flux is total magnetic field that passes through the given area. If we choose a simple flat surface with the area A, then there is angle theta between normal and the surface and the magnetic field vector magnitude B, then the magnetic flux will be given by B A cos theta. Where what is B? It's a magnetic field vector. This is the area of the surface and theta is the angle between normal to the surface and magnetic. No, sorry, that's it. Magnetic angle between normal to the surface and magnetic field vector. Okay. Yeah. So let's understand this using a diagram. So here is the surface. This is normal to it. Wait, let's draw this. So this is the normal to the surface. This is angle theta between normal to the surface and your magnetic field vector B. This is magnetic field vector B. This is having the area A. Okay, now this is normal. Hope you understood this. So according to Faraday's law, any change in the magnetic flux of the wire will cause a voltage induced EMF to be induced into the coil. Let's say this. What does the Faraday's law say? Any change in the magnetic flux of wire will cause a voltage, which is also called induced EMF, to be induced into the coil. This change can be produced by changing the magnetic field strength, moving the coil into or out of the magnetic field, moving a magnet toward or away from the coil, rotating the coil relative to the magnet, etc. So this induced EMF is equal to minus N delta phi upon delta T, right? Now let's move towards the calculation of the program. Not the calculation, it's not. It is asking which of the following is correct regarding Faraday's law. Okay, let's pick up the first one. Change in magnetic flux can cause a voltage to be induced. This is correct. This is what we talked about. A change in the magnetic flux can cause a voltage to be induced. If I talk about option 2, the induced EMF cannot generate the current. See, the induced EMF works as a potential difference and can generate the current. This is false. Cannot is not the true one. It can generate the current. Next one, the magnitude, increase in number of turns in a coil will decrease the induced EMF. See, induced EMF is calculated. This is calculated by this is calculated by N delta phi upon delta T, right? Minus. So, increase in number of coils will decrease induced EMF. There is no direct relation between this. So, number of turns N will increase if the magnitude of the the number of turns N will increase the number of I'm so sorry. Question number 7, which of the following is correct regarding Faraday's law? Before starting with this question, I would like to talk about the magnetic flux. What is that? It is the total magnetic field which passes through the given area. Total magnetic field that passes through the given area. If we choose a simple flat surface, let's make this. If we choose a simple flat surface, this is which is having the area A. And there is an angle theta between the normal to the surface and the magnetic field vector. Let's make the magnetic field vector, and here is the normal. Theta is the angle between the normal and the magnetic field vector. This is having the magnitude of B. So the magnetic flux is given by B A cos of theta. Right. Now, according to the Faraday's law, any change in the magnetic flux will cause a voltage induced in the wait, let's write down. Faraday's law says any change in the magnetic flux will cause a voltage, that is induced EMF, to be induced in the coil. Okay, so now this change, how can this, any change in the magnetic flux, how can the magnetic flux be changed? This change can be produced by changing the magnetic field strength, changing magnetic field strength, moving the coil into or out of the magnetic field, moving the magnet toward or away from the coil. From coil, rotating the coil relative to the magnet. Etc. Okay, so this induced EMF is given by the formula in terms of number of coils. It is minus N delta phi upon delta T. So now let's get back to our problem. Which of the following is correct regarding Faraday's law? Number 1, change in magnetic flux can cause voltage to be induced. That's absolutely correct. That's we talked about just. The second one, the induced EMF cannot generate the current. Actually, this is wrong. It can generate the current. Induced EMF works as a potential difference and it can generate the current in the wire. The next one, increase in number of coils in a increase in number of turns in a coil will decrease induced EMF. See, magnitude of EMF we just talked about, it is calculated by this formula, right? So increase in number of turns N will increase the magnitude of the induced EMF. That means third option is also wrong. Next, all of the above statements obviously no, because second and third are the wrong ones, which makes option A to be the correct answer. Hope you got this. Next is question number 8. The Kinetic engine working between 400 Kelvin and 800 Kelvin has a work output of 1200 joules per cycle. The amount of heat supplied to the engine from the source in each cycle is. See, the efficiency of the heat engine is given by 1 minus T2 upon T1. So T1 and T2, these are the temperatures. So the efficiency of the heat engine is also given by the ratio of work done to the heat. This is like these two formulas are given for the efficiency of the heat engine. Okay. Now you have to calculate the amount of heat energy supplied to the engine from the source in each cycle. Fine. So let's move towards the solution. Here you are given T1 is 800 Kelvin and T2 is 400 Kelvin and work done is 1200 joules. Now we know that efficiency is given by 1 minus T2 upon T1. That is 1 minus 400 upon 800, or 1 minus 1 by 2, that is equal to 1 by 2. Also, efficiency is equal to work done upon the heat supplied. So this is equal to, work done is 12, so 1 by 2 is equal to 1200 upon Q, or Q is equal to 2400 joules. That is the heat supply, right? Amount of heat energy supplied. Option A is the correct answer. Hope you got this. Next is question number 9. Kinetic energy of a 2 kg mass object has been changed by 3 kilojoule by a 1000 Newton force acting along the line of motion on a smooth surface when the displacement made by the object is. Let's discuss about the definition of work first. Work is said to be done by a force when the body is displaced actually through some distance in the direction of the applied force. Since the body is being displaced in the direction of the force F, therefore work is done by the force in displacing the body through the distance, let's say S. Okay, now the work done in this case is given by, because force is the vector quantity, so F into this. This is displacement. Both are the vector quantities. So this will be given by force into displacement into the cos of angle between them. Cos theta is the angle between the force and the distance. So according to the work energy theorem, it states net work done by forces on an object is equal to the change in its kinetic energy. Okay, so that means the amount of work done by a body is actually nothing but the change in the kinetic energy. Okay, delta Ke, this represents the change in the kinetic energy. So now let's move towards the solution of the problem. Here, change in the question, change in kinetic energy. This is 3 kilojoules. That is delta Ke is equal to 3 kilojoules, which is equal to 3000 joules. Force is along the line of motion F. Newton versus force, right? And angle between the force and displacement, because it's acting in the line of motion. So theta is equal to 0. Angle between force and displacement, which is theta, it is equal to 0 degree. So by the work energy theorem, work is equal to Fs cos theta. So work was 1000 newtons. Sorry, it was not the work. wait. Yeah, this is 3000 joules. This was a change in kinetic energy, right? Because that is equal to the work. So 3000 joules is equal to, how much was the force? It was 1000 newtons. And displacement, I don't know, I have to calculate cos of 0 degree. So 3000 is equal to 1000 into S. Cos 0 degree is equal to 1. That makes S is equal to 3 meters. So displacement is equal to 3 meters. That is option number 2B. This is the correct answer. Next is question number 10. One feels heavier in a lift. When the lift is going down steadily, just begin to go up, is moving up steadily, or descends freely. The correct one is just begin to go up. See, here I would like to talk about one concept, that is the apparent weight of a person. What is that? Apparent weight of the person. When the lift moves upward with acceleration A, then the net upward force on the person is given by, when lift moves upwards with acceleration A, then net upward force on the person is given by R minus mg is equal to ma, where this is your apparent weight. And m is your mass, g is gravitational acceleration due to gravity, and a is the acceleration. Okay, so this is equal to R is equal to ma plus mg, or m I'm taking constant, g plus a. So when the lift accelerates upwards, the apparent weight of the person inside it increases. Okay, now second one, when the lift moves downwards with the acceleration a. Okay, so then in that case, the net downward force when lift moves downwards with acceleration A, the net downward force on that person is given by mg minus r is equal to ma, where the variables are having the same meaning. M is mass, and here is a small m. M is mass, r is your apparent weight, and all that. So this gives you mg minus ma is equal to r, or mg minus a is equal to r. So the lift accelerates downwards, the apparent weight of the person inside it decreases. So here apparent weight increases, here apparent weight decreases. Number 3. Now, when the lift is at rest or is moving with a uniform velocity, upward or downward. When the lift is at rest or moving with uniform velocity, downward or upward. So in this case, your acceleration is equal to 0. So the net force will be given by R minus mg is equal to m into a, which is equal to 0. That means R is equal, let's write R minus mg is equal to 0, or you can say R is equal to mg. So in this case, apparent weight is equal to the actual weight. Okay, thus the apparent weight of the human being the human beings equal to the actual weight when the lift is at rest or it is moving with the uniform velocity. Now the last one, if the lift is falling freely, in this case, if the lift is falling freely under gravity, then the acceleration becomes equal to the gravitation force due to gravity. Then in this case, R is equal to mg minus g. That means R, that is the apparent weight, it becomes equal to 0. Therefore, the apparent weight of the man becomes 0 if the lift is moving downwards with the same acceleration g and there are no forces of reaction between the person and the lift. and the person develops a feeling of weightlessness. Then, when he falls freely under the gravity. Okay. Now, when the lift moves upward with the acceleration a, in that case, when the lift was moving upwards with the acceleration a, then you had the net upward force was given by r minus mg is equal to ma, right? So now the question was, when will he feel heavier in a lift? See, it will definitely be the one when it is moving upward with the acceleration a. Okay, so one is feeling heavier in the lift when the lift is just begins to go up because our body gains inertia from the position of rest and pushes up against the gravity. So there, so here the weight becomes zero and our mass makes us feel heavier. So when the lift accelerates upwards, the apparent weight of the person inside it increases. This makes option B to be the correct answer. Just begin to go up just at that time. Okay, option B. Next is question number 11. The correct order of electromagnetic spectrum with decreasing frequency is given by. Okay, there are certain options. We will not go with the options. I'll just try to explain you the electromagnetic spectrum first of all. See, in the electromagnetic spectrum, let's draw it. You have already done that. So this is the one. Here you have yeah, the wavelength. Let's show the wavelength over here. Okay, so this is 10 raised to power minus 1. I'll start from here. And 10 raised to power minus 2. Question number 11. The correct order of electromagnetic spectrum with the decreasing frequency is given by. See, electromagnetic spectrum, it is a range of all types of electromagnetic radiations arranged according to the frequency or the wavelength. We have already known this. Okay. Now, in order of the decreasing wavelength or increasing frequency, the table is given like. So here I'm decreasing the wavelength. And see, if I start from here, that is 1 meter. This is 10 raised to power minus 1, 10 raised to power minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, 6, 7, 8, minus 8, minus 9, minus 10, 10 raised to power minus 11. Sorry. Ten raised to power minus 12, minus 13, and so on. Okay. Now here we are decreasing the, this is decreasing the wavelength. And wavelength, if this is decreasing, that means the frequency is being increased. That means over here, long wavelength would mean low frequency, or low wavelength or short wavelength would mean the highest frequency. Okay. So before this, you have radio waves. Between this interval, you have microwaves. And see, this is 1 micrometer. This is 1 nanometer. 1 millimeter, right? And between 1 millimeter and this one, you have infrared, and between this, you have ultraviolet radiations. Then here are your X-rays. Actually, there is a gap. Okay. Yeah. And here you have the gamma rays. Okay. Now, in order of decreasing wavelength or increasing frequency, they are like radio waves, then microwave radiations, then infrared, then visible light. This is the visible light. Then you have the ultraviolet, then the Let's write over here. The visible light is 0.4 to 0.7 micrometers. And then you have the X-rays, and then finally you have the gamma rays, which matches exactly. Okay, decreasing frequency. It is asked decreasing frequency. This is in the increasing frequency. So in the decreasing frequency thing, I'll go this way. Right. So first of all, gamma rays, but gamma rays is not present in any of the options. So I'll ignore that. Then you have the X-rays. Yes, you have the X-rays in these two. Ultraviolet, which is here. That means option D is the correct answer. Okay. X-rays, then ultraviolet, then visible light, then infrared, then microwaves, then radio waves. Hope you got that. Next is question number 12. What is the unit of pole strength of a magnet? Pole strength, when another magnet of opposite polarity is brought near a pole, the amount of force a pole of magnet exerts is the pole strength. When another magnet of opposite polarity is brought near a pole, the amount of force a pole of magnet exerts is called the pole strength. In SI units, there are two possible units for the magnetic pole strength. The first one is Weber, and then you have ampere meter. AM. Okay. The unit of the pole strength is ampere meter, and Weber is the SI unit. So the unit of this, you don't have the Weber over here, but you have the A meter. The AM, that is option A, is the correct answer. Next is question number 13. Wavelength of the light in a medium is 400 nanometers, and the frequency of the light is given by this. You have to find out the refractive index of light in that medium. See, what is the wavelength of the wave? The distance between one crest and another crest, or the distance between two troughs is one trough to another. It's called the wavelength of the wave. And this is a symbol to denote the wavelength and frequency. The number of waves which passes from a given fixed point at a given time, that is called the frequency. Now, we have to find out the refractive index of light in that medium. See, what is that refractive index? First of all, it is ratio of, let's write it like this, ratio of speed of light in vacuum, that is C, divided by speed of light in a medium V. Okay, so this is given by C upon F into lambda, where F is the frequency, lambda is the wavelength, C is the speed of light. Now let's return to our question. Here you are given wavelength of the medium is this. So lambda is equal to 400 nanometers. Frequency of light is 3 into 10 raised to power 14 hertz. So you have to find out refractive index. Speed of light is given by 3 into 10 raised to power 8. Frequency over here is 400. Sorry, no, this is lambda. So, okay, this is the lambda, wavelength is 400 and frequency is given to us 3 into 10 raised to power 4. So 3 and 3 will get cancelled, 3 raised to power 4, and here you'll be left with 4. So 10 raised to power 4 upon 400, this will be okay. One thing to be noticed, one mistake I have done over here. This is nanometers, okay? And these are the SI units, so I have to convert into meters. This will be equal to 400 into 10 raised to power minus 9 meters. Okay, so let's change this now. I'll redo this one from here. Now, here you were given that lambda, that is wavelength, was equal to 400 nanometers, which is equal to 400 into 10 raised to power minus 9 meters. Speed of light, you know, this is 3 into 10 raised to power 8 meters per second. See, that is why I have to change, because here are the meters used. And the frequency is given to you as 3 into 10 raised to power 4. Now the refractive index, which is equal to C upon F into lambda. C is equal to 3 into 10 raised to power 8. F is equal to 3 into 10 raised to power 4 into lambda is equal to 400 into 10 raised to power minus 9. Right? 14. This is not 4. Yeah. So that's it. So here you have 3 and 3 will get cancelled. You have 3 into 10 raised to power 8 plus 9 minus 14 upon 400. 3 is gone. So this is equal to 10 raised to power, that's 17. So 3 upon 400, which is equal to 1000 upon 400. This is equal to 2.5. So that means refractive index is equal to 2.5 for this question. Option B is the correct answer. Let's discuss this once again. The wavelength of a light in a medium is 400 nanometers. That means you are given that the lambda is equal to 400 nanometers. Next, frequency of the light is this much. So frequency of the light is this much. You know the speed of the light. This is given by 3 into 10 raised to power 8 meters per second. Now, the wavelength was in nanometers. I had to change it into meters. So after conversion, it will be 400 into 10 raised to power minus 9 meters. Now, simply, you know the formula for the refractive index. It is given by mu is equal to C upon F into lambda. After filling out all the values, you will get your answer as 2.5. Hope you understood this. Next is question number 14. It says, till what temperature in degrees Celsius should a gas at 27 degrees Celsius be heated so as to increase its volume by 40%, keeping pressure constant? Let's talk about the ideal gas. It's a hypothetical gas which consists of molecules that have negligible volume, and the collision is perfectly elastically, means no loss of energy, and obeys gas law. So equation of state for an ideal gas is given by, for an ideal gas is given by PV is equal to mu RT, where this represents number of moles of a gas, and this is your gas constant, temperature, pressure, and the volume. Now you are given, let's move towards the solution. You are given keeping pressure constant. So here you have the P1 is equal to P2, and V2 increases by 40% of V1, which makes V2 is equal to 40% of V1, which is equal to increases by, okay. So that means this is equal to V1 plus 40 upon 100. So this becomes, that is equal to 1.4 V1. V2 is equal to 1.4 V1. And now from the ideal gas equation, we can see that P1 V1 is equal to mu RT1 and P2 V2 is equal to mu RT2. Since P1 is equal to P2, which means mu RT1 upon V1 is equal to mu RT2 upon V2. Mu R, this will cancel, and you have T1 upon V1 is equal to T2 upon V2. Okay. Now you are given that the T1 is equal to 27 degrees Celsius. So let's change this one into Kelvin. So that's equal to 300 Kelvin, right? So 300 upon V1 is equal to, I don't know the T2, but V2 is given to you as 1.4 into V1. So V1 and V1 will cancel, and you have T2 is equal to 300 into 1.4, or 300 into 14 upon 10, which is equal to 14 threes are, this is 42, 420 Kelvin. You are asked the question's answer in degrees Celsius. So let's convert this into degrees Celsius. So temperature in degrees Celsius is 420 minus 273, which is equal to 147 degrees Celsius. So this is the correct answer, option B. Hope you got this. Let's move to the next question, number 15. Consider a circular ring of mass 1 kg and a diameter of 0.2 meters. It is making 10 rotations per second about an axis passing through its center and normal to the surface. The value of the angular momentum is. So, see, the angular momentum or the rotational momentum is the moment of inertia times angular, actually it should be written over here, angular velocity omega. Okay. Now, angular momentum is a vector quantity and it's directly proportional to the torque applied to the body. When the direction of the torque and the direction of the rotation is same, then the angular momentum increases. And when the direction, let's write down, direction of torque and rotation, when they are same, then angular momentum increases. And when the direction of the torque and rotation they are opposite, then the angular momentum decreases. Okay. Let's write over here. Angular momentum is a vector quantity and it is directly proportional to the torque applied to the body. Do remember this, right? Therefore, your L is equal to I into angular momentum, where sorry, this is angular, not momentum. This is angular velocity. I have been saying it angular momentum. This is angular velocity. This is your angular momentum. Okay, and this is your moment of inertia. Now let's get back to our problem. So in the given question, you are given that the mass is equal to 18 kg and the diameter is 0.2 meters. So mass is equal to 1 kg, diameter is, so radius will be half of it, right? In this, as we know, the angular momentum of a ring for which the axis of rotation pass through the center and normal to the plane, it is given by mr square. As the ring rotates 10 revolutions per second, that means it has the angular velocity is equal to 10 into 2 pi radians per second, right? Now the angular momentum is equal to I into this, which means L is equal to mr square into this. So this is 1 into 0.1 square into 20 pi, which is equal to 0.628 kg meter square per second. So this makes the answer, let's check, 0.628. This is option A. Hope you got that. Next is question number 16. In an isothermal expansion of a gas, the final volume becomes double of the initial volume. Then which of the following statement is correct? The final pressure will be double of the initial pressure. Final pressure will be half of the initial pressure. Final pressure will be equal to the initial pressure, or none of these. See, in the isothermal processes, if the thermodynamic process is carried out at a constant temperature, then it is the isothermal process. Fine. The change in the internal energy in this process remains zero. The heat absorbed by the gas goes entirely to do the work. By the Boyle's law. If the temperature of a gas remains constant, then pressure exerted by the gas is inversely proportional to the volume occupied it. Fine. That simply means the product of the pressure and the volume is always constant. Now, given temperature is equal to constant, V1 is equal to V and V2 is equal to V by Boyle's law. P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2, which means P1 V is equal to P2 into 2V. And they will cancel, which means P1 is equal to twice of P2 or P2 is equal to half of P1. Okay. So final pressure will be the half of the initial pressure. Option B is the correct answer. Hope you understood this. Let's move to the next question, number 17. The magnetic flux through a 50-turn coil, so number of turns is given to you 50, increases at the rate of 0.05 Weber per second, right? So magnetic flux is increasing. That means you are given delta phi upon delta t is equal to 0.05 Weber per second. What is the induced EMF? You have to calculate this between the ends of the coil. See, you know the formula for the induced EMF. This is given by minus n delta phi upon delta t. Induced EMF I have to calculate. N is given to you as 50. So minus 50. And this is this. So minus 50 into 5 upon 100, which will be equal to, this will go at 2. So minus, okay, this is equal to 2.5 volt. Okay. So this is the correct answer to the question. The 2.5 volt. See, this negative sign, it will not be included over here. The reason being, according to the Lenz's law, direction of the induced EMF in the coil will always be in such a way as to oppose the change which produces the current. It is just a small addition to the Faraday's law. So negative sign in the formula will be gone. Negative sign is just showing the opposite nature of the direction of the induced current, and it's not affecting the magnitude. Okay, so this is just showing you the direction that which is opposite in nature. So option A is the correct answer. Hope you got that. Next is question number 18. The condition for a thermodynamic process to be adiabatic is what? See, the thermodynamic process in a system during is the one during which the condition for a thermodynamic process to be adiabatic is which of these following options? See, the thermodynamic process in a system during is the one during which no heat transfer occurs between thermodynamic systems and their surroundings. And this is called the adiabatic process. That means if no heat transfer is there, that means delta Q is equal to 0. And in that case, this is constant, where this represents ratio of specific heat. Okay, so that means option A is the correct answer. No heat transfer is there. Therefore, delta Q is equal to 0. Heat remains the constant. Next is question number 19. 700-gram solid cube having an edge of 10 centimeter floats in water. How much volume of cube is outside the water? The density of the water is equal to 1000 kilogram per meter cube. To answer the question, I have to use the Archimedes principle. When a body is fully or partially dipped in liquid fluid, when a body is partially or fully dipped in the liquid, the fluid exerts a constant force on the body. So the resultant of this force is known as the buoyancy, or you can say buoyant force. This force acts vertically upwards, opposite to the weight of the body. So direction is upwards, and mathematically this is written as this. So this is the volume of the liquid displaced. This represents density of the liquid, and g is of course the actual acceleration due to gravity. A body floats on the liquid if average density of the body is less than that of the liquid. So the weight of the liquid displaced by the immersed part of the body must be equal to the weight of the body. Do remember this thing. Weight of liquid displaced will be equal to weight of the body. Right. So body is 700 grams. Let's convert into kilogram first. So this is equal to 0.7 kg, right? A is equal to 10 centimeter because it floats 10 centimeter over here. So that means because it is floating, so weight of fluid is equal to buoyant force. So which is nothing but the weight of the water displaced. V is the volume of the cube inside the water. Then the weight of the water displaced will be given by this, right? And this is equal to 0.7 kg, right? Sorry, not wait. 0.7 kg into g. So I will write it like this. G is the acceleration due to gravity. Okay. So V is equal to 0.7 g upon this, which will be equal to, you are given this as 10, right? So 0.7 upon question number 19, a 700 gram solid cube having an edge of length 10 centimeter floats in water. How much volume of the cube is outside the water? The density of the liquid of the water is given to be 1000 kilogram per meter cube. So, okay, first of all, I'll to answer the question, I'll discuss about the Archimedes principle. It says when a body is fully or partially dipped in the body, the fluid exerts a constant force on the body. And the resultant of this contact force is known as buoyant force. Right? This acts vertically upwards, opposite to the weight of the body. And mathematically, it is written as this. So this is your buoyant force. Volume of the liquid displaced. Density of the liquid. And you know, this is acceleration due to gravity. All right. So let's move to the solution of the sum. Here we are given the mass is equal to 700 grams, which is equal to 700 upon 1000 kg or 0.7 kg. And yeah, so you are given that in floating bodies, weight of fluid is equal to buoyant force. Correct? What is buoyant force? It is weight of the water displaced. So if V is the volume of the cube inside the water, then the weight of the water displaced will be equal to this, right? Which means is equal to 0.7 into G. G and G will get cancelled. So you have V is equal to 0.7 into divided by the density of the liquid. And density of the liquid is given to you as 1000 kilogram per meter cube. So that is equal to 0.7 upon 1000, which is equal to 7 into 10 raised to power minus 4 meter cube, or this is equal to 700 centimeter cube. So total volume of the cube that is equal to side cube, right? So which is equal to 1000 centimeter cube. So volume of volume outside the water. Because this was inside the water, so 1000 minus 700, which is equal to 300 centimeter cube. So this is the volume which is outside the water. Option A is the correct answer. Hope you got this. Next is question number 20. An electric bulb rated to 200 volts and 1000 watt is connected to a 160 volts power supply. What power will be consumed by the bulb? Electric power is the rate at which the electric energy is transferred by an electric circuit. The SI unit of power is watt, and or you can say 1 joule per second, and it is given by P is equal to V square upon R. Now, let's say in this question, let's say R is the resistance, is a variable which is denoting the resistance of the bulb. Now, bulb is rated with the power of 100 volt, 100 watt. And voltage as 200 volt, right? So from the given question, you have 100 is equal to 200 square upon R. R is equal to 200 into 200 upon 100, or this is equal to 400 ohm. When the bulb is connected to a 160 volt power supply, then the power is given by V square upon R, that is equal to 160 square upon 400, which is 160 into 160 upon 400. So this will cancel and this will cancel at 4. You have 64 watt. 64 watt is option A and the correct answer. Hope you understood this. Next is question number 21. 110 joule of heat is added to a gaseous system. When the internal energy is 40 joules, then the amount of external work done is what? See, the first law of thermodynamics is a restatement of the law of conservation of energy only. It states that the energy cannot be created or destroyed in an isolated system. Energy can only be transferred or changed from one to another form. When the heat energy is supplied to a thermodynamic system or any machines, two things may occur. First, internal energy of the system or machine may change, or the system may do some external work. May do some external work. So according to the first law of thermodynamics, change in heat is equal to change in work plus delta U. This is heat supplied to the system or heat exchange, work done by the system, change in internal energy of the system. Okay, so now according to the given question, you are given that delta Q is equal to 100 joules, delta U is equal to 40 joules. So according to the first law of thermodynamics, delta Q is equal to delta W, delta U is equal to delta Q minus delta W, which is 40 joules is equal to 110 joules minus delta W, or delta W is equal to 70 joules, right? So option B is your correct answer. Hope you got that. Let's move to the next question. Question number 22. The temperature of a gas is increased by 27 degrees Celsius. What is the equivalent increase in Kelvin scale? Okay. Actually, this is very, very easy. The answer is pretty obvious, but still, let's discuss it once. You're given the change in temperature or the increase in the temperature is 27. So delta T is equal to 27 degrees Celsius. Let you have T1 and T2 are the two temperature in degrees Celsius. Two temperatures in degrees Celsius. Therefore, delta T is equal to T2 minus T1 in degrees Celsius. Right. Now, this same thing on Kelvin scale will be, to change degrees Celsius into Kelvin, we have to just add 273.15 to it. So, delta T will be equal to T2 plus 273.15 minus T1 plus 273.15 Kelvin. So this will be equal to T2 plus 273.15 minus T1 minus 273.15 Kelvin. These two will cancel, and you will have T2 minus T1 Kelvin, which was what? This was already equal to 27. Therefore, the equivalent increase in the Kelvin scale will be equal to 27 Kelvin only. Option A. Hope you got that. Next is question number 23. If the refractive index of water is 4/3 and that of glass is 5/3, then the critical angle of incidence for the light tending to go from glass to water is. Now you are given that refractive index of water, that is, this is equal to 4/3, and glass with respect to air is equal to 5/3. Okay, glass. Fine. Now the refractive index of the combined media is equal to G mu A upon water mu A, which is equal to 5/3 into 3/4, which is equal to 5/4. So that means this mu is equal to 5/4. Now, let's talk about the general equation about the critical angle, how the critical angle is given. It is given by sine inverse of mu. Okay, so that means this is nothing but for this question, the critical angle is equal to sine inverse 5/4. So this is your answer, 5 inverse 5 by, this is 5 inverse 4/5. Okay. Option C is the correct answer. Hope you understood this. Let's move to the next question then. 24. So in this question, a graph is given to you. A graph of pressure versus volume for an ideal gas for different processes is shown. In the graph, curve OC represents which type of process? Isothermal, isobaric, adiabatic, or isochoric process. See, the answer to the question before coming to that, I would like to talk about all of these processes one by one. First of all, isothermal process, the thermodynamic process in which thermodynamic process in a system during which the temperature remains constant. This is the isothermal process. That means delta T is equal to 0, which means PV is equal to nRT, or PV, this is equal to constant. Okay. Now, the second one, isochoric. This is the thermodynamic process in a system where the volume remains constant. Okay. That means delta V is equal to 0. Now, isobaric. In this, pressure remains constant. Which means delta P is equal to 0. And then you have the adiabatic thermodynamic process in which heat remains constant. That means there is no transfer of heat. Delta Q is equal to 0. So the correct answer to the question is adiabatic. The graph curve OC represents what? See, in this, the pressure and the volume. If I'm representing this OC over here, the curve OA. First of all, let's talk about the curve OA. This is isobaric process. And the curve OD, this is isochoric process. Now, why is that? I'll just discuss these two processes first. Isochoric, in which the volume remains constant. See, the volume is constant, this much quantity, no matter what, but the volume is constant. And in OA, you have the pressure as constant. So, this is isobaric process, correct? Now, I'll move to the curve OB and OC. In both the processes, expansion and contraction, the adiabatic curve is steeper than the isothermal curve. Okay. Yeah. Adiabatic curve, this over here, normally, adiabatic curve is steeper. Question number 24. This is a graph given to you, and it says a graph of pressure versus volume for an ideal gas for different processes is shown. In the graph, curve OC represents what? All right. The options are given to you. First of all, let's discuss those options. If I talk about the isothermal processes, which are those processes? These are the processes in which the temperature remains constant. That means delta T is equal to 0. Isobaric processes are the ones in which the pressure remains constant. Adiabatic processes are the one in which the heat remains constant. That means no change in heat. And isochoric are the ones in which volume remains constant. Isochoric, sorry. That means delta V is equal to 0. Okay. Now, see, if I'm looking at the graph, then these curves OA, because here, see, the pressure is constant. So definitely this is the isobaric. This represents isobaric process. Here in OD, the volume remains constant. So that means it's isochoric process. Right? Now, if I move to the curve OB and OC, in both the processes of expansion and contraction, always remember one thing, that the adiabatic curve is steeper than isothermic curve. That means delta P upon delta V of adiabatic is equal to minus this. Okay. So the slope of adiabatic curve is more than the isothermal curve. That is why, obviously, this curve OB will represent isothermal process. And OC will represent your adiabatic process. Okay, that makes option C to be the answer. Hope you understood this. Next is the last question for the physics. Question number 25. Magnitude of the magnetic field at a far distance along the axis of the solenoid is B. If the current in the solenoid is doubled, then the magnetic field at that point will become what? What's a solenoid? It consists of a long wire wound around a helix, which where the neighboring turns are closely spaced so that each turn can be regarded as a circular loop only. Okay. And the net magnetic field due to the solenoid is the vector sum of the field due to all the turns. Correct. Now, magnetic field at a distance on the axis of the solenoid is given by B is equal to this upon 2 into 2 IA square upon R cube. Therefore, the magnitude of the magnetic moment of the solenoid is given by M is equal to N into 2. Wait. This is not I, this is L. Sorry, I write L over. Okay, so 2L into I into N, sorry, pi A square, which is equal to total turns into current into cross-sectional area. Okay. Yeah. So here, N is the number of turns and I is the current. That's right. In the solenoid, and 2L, length of the solenoid. A is radius of the solenoid. So in the question, B, let's say B is the magnitude of the magnetic field at a far distance along the axis of the solenoid. And this is given by B is equal to mu naught Ni upon 2 into 2Ia square upon R cube. So if the length, if the current in the solenoid is double, then the magnetic field at that point will be given by, see, first of all, when the current is double, that means I dash is equal to 2I. So nu magnetic field will be given by mu naught Ni upon 2 and I dash upon 2L A square, sorry, L. 2L A square upon R cube. This is equal to, this 2 and 2 will cancel. No, I'll take it 2 into mu naught into Ni because I dash was equal to 2I upon 2 into 2L A square upon R cube. So from these two equations, see, this is equal to B dash. This was equal to your B. B dash is equal to 2B. That's it. So that simply means magnetic field at that point will be twice of B. Option B is the correct answer. Hope you got that. Now let's move to some mathematical questions. Before starting with that, students, here's a quick reminder to visit our website www.examsnet.com. This site will be very helpful for you to have practiced your entrance exam question papers as well as many other similar type of question papers. You must download our app. The link is available in the description box for your better preparation. So let's start with the mathematics questions now. The first one is, what is 2 tangent of theta whole divided by 1 plus tan square of theta? Okay, that's it. Very easy one actually. So, one identity, 1 plus tangent square theta is equal to secant square theta. So this can be written as 2 tangent theta upon secant square theta, which is 2 sine theta upon cos theta into cos square theta upon 1. So this and this will cancel. You have 2 sine theta cos theta, which is equal to, this is the formula for sine 2 theta. right? So option C is your correct answer. Hope you understood this. Next is question number 27. Roots of this equation are alpha and beta. Then equation whose roots are given by 1 upon alpha plus 1 upon beta is equal to. Fine. So basically you're given this equation 3x square plus 8x plus 9 is equal to 0. You are given that the roots are alpha and beta. You know the formula. The sum of the roots is given by minus coefficient of x divided by the coefficient of x square. So minus 8 upon 3. And this is, you can say this is equal to b upon a minus b upon a. And the product of the roots is equal to c upon a. C is this constant and a is the coefficient of x square. So 9 upon 3, which is equal to 3. Okay. Now you are given the two roots as 1 upon alpha and 1 upon beta. Okay. See, to answer the question, first of all, let's go for the sum of the roots. And their product. So sum of the roots will be given by 1 upon alpha plus 1 upon beta. This is equal to this. Right. And you have alpha plus beta as minus 8 upon 3 divided by 3. Right. So this will be equal to minus 8 upon 9. Product of the roots will be equal to this, which is equal to this. Now, if you have the general formula, if you have the roots, the general formula for making the equation from the roots. General, not formula, general equation will be given by x square minus sum of roots into x plus product of the roots is equal to 0. So this is x square minus 8 by 9 plus 1 by 3 is equal to 0. X will be here. Sorry, I forgot to write this. Yes. So this will be x square or plus 8 by 9x plus 1 by 3 is equal to 0, or 9x square plus 8x plus 3 is equal to 0. This is the equation of the line, which is having the roots as 1 upon alpha plus 1 upon beta. So let's check with the options. 9x square plus 8x plus 3, which is option C. So this is the correct answer to the question. Hope you got this. Next is question number 28. One card is drawn from a well-shuffled pack of 52 cards. Find the probability that it is a king. That's pretty easy. So total number of cases, total number of outcomes, you can say. So you are withdrawing one card. So how many cards like this you can withdraw? 52 possible cards are there which can be drawn. How many kings are there in the pack of cards? There are 4 kings. So favorable number of outcomes. This is equal to 4. So probability required, probability, that is the probability it's a king, is number of favorable cases divided by the total number of cases, which is equal to 1 upon 13. And this is not present in the option. So you have none of these as the answer. Hope you understood this. Next is question number 29. What is the equation of the straight line which is passing through 3, 4 and sum of whose x and y intercepts is equal to 14? See, equation of the line in the intercept form is x upon a plus y upon b is equal to 1. So here a is your x-intercept and b is your y-intercept. Okay. It is passing through 3, 4. It's given. So fine. Sum of the x and y intercepts is 14. That means you are given a plus B is equal to 14 because X and Y intercept, the sum of them is given to you as 14. Now we know that the equation or general equation in the intercept form is given by X upon A plus Y upon B is equal to 1. Let the equation of the straight line which is passing through 3, 4 and sum whose X and Y intercepts will be given by, see, it is passing through 3, 4. So this will be 3 upon, let it be A plus 4 upon. Now B can be, from here, we can write B as 14 minus A. So 14 minus A is equal to 1. Let's solve it now. I think you already know how to do it. So A into 14 minus A, this will be 3 into 14 minus A plus 4A is equal to 1, which is equal to 42 minus 3A plus A is equal to 14A minus A square. Okay, so you have A square plus A minus 14A plus 42 is equal to 0, or A square minus 13A plus 42 is equal to 0. Let's find the two factors. So this will be minus 7A minus 6A plus 42 is equal to 0. A into A minus 7, A minus 7 is equal to 0. So the two factors will be A minus 6 or A minus 7 is equal to 0. So A can either be 6 or 7. So from here, B will be equal to 8. And here the B will be equal to 7. Okay. So there are two possible equations now. X upon 6 plus Y upon 8 is equal to 1, or X upon 7 plus Y upon 7 is equal to 1. From here, the equation of the line will become, this will be 24. 4x plus 3y is equal to 24, and this will be x plus y is equal to 7, and the 4x plus 3y, sorry, here is 1, 3y is equal to 24, or 4x plus 3y minus 24 is equal to 0, and here you have x plus y is equal to 7. Let's check with the options which is the correct one. I don't have x plus y is equal to 7, but definitely I have this one, which makes option A to be the correct answer. Hope you got that. Let's move to the next question. Question number 30. If A vector is given by this and B is given by this vector, then the angle between A plus B and A minus B vectors is equal to. So pretty easy question actually. You are given that the A vector is I plus 2J minus 3K and B vector is 3I minus J plus 2K. If I talk about A plus B vector, this is, just add both of these two vectors. So it will be 4I plus 2J minus J, this will be plus J, and minus 3K plus 2K, this will be minus K. Similarly, A vector minus B vector will be given by, I'll write it to avoid any confusion, I plus 2J minus 3K minus 3I minus J plus 2K vector, right? And on opening, this will be I minus 3I, which will be minus 2I, plus 2I plus J plus 3J, and minus 3K minus 2K minus 5K. Now you have to find the angle between them. To find the angle between, first of all, let's find their magnitude. So A vector plus B vector magnitude will be given by root of 4 square plus 1 square plus minus 1 square, which is equal to 16 plus 17 plus 18. So this is equal to root of 18. That is 3 root 2. And similarly here, the magnitude of A minus B vector is equal to minus 2 square, 3 square, and minus 5 square, which is equal to 4 plus 9 plus 25. That is equal to 38. Okay. Now, you have to find the angle between them. To find the angle, let's find out the dot product of the two vectors. A plus B vector dot A minus B vector is equal to, this is given by their magnitude, product of their magnitudes, and cos of angle between them. Let the angle between them is equal to theta. Okay, so what is the dot product of the two vectors? This is 4I plus j minus k dot with 2i 3j minus 5k is equal to, now this was equal to 3 root 2 and this was equal to root 38 multiply cos of angle between them. Now the dot product of the two vectors is equal to this, right? If I multiply both of them, it will be 4 into minus 2, 1 into 3 plus minus 1 into minus 5 is equal to, this is 3 root of 2 into 38 into cos of theta. This is minus 8 plus 4 plus 5 is equal to 3. This is in multiplication. So 2, let's factorize 38. This will be 2 into 19 cos theta, right? So this is equal to 1. I made a mistake, sorry. Here should be 3. So here should come 0. 0 is equal to 6 root of 19 cos of theta. That gives you, since this is not equal to 0, which means cos of theta is equal to 0. And you know cos of theta is equal to 0 for theta is equal to pi by 2. So that means the angle between these two vectors is equal to pi by 2. Option C is the correct answer. Hope you understood this. Next is question number 31. The value of tangent of cos inverse 3 by 5 plus tangent inverse of 1 by 4 is equal to. Let's write down one formula. You know one thing, tangent inverse x plus tangent inverse y is equal to tangent inverse x plus y upon 1 minus xy for all x, y less than 1. And here you have tangent of cos inverse 3 by 5 plus tangent inverse of 1 by 4. This is what you have to find out. I'll say let cos inverse 3 by 5 is equal to theta, which makes cos theta is equal to 3 by 5. Now this gives you tangent of theta. You know that's equal to sine theta upon cos theta. And what is sine theta? This is equal to 1 minus cos square theta under the root upon the cos theta. So 1 minus 3 by 5 square divided by 3 by 5. So that's 9 by 25. This is 25 minus 9 upon 25 whole divided by 3 by 5. This is 16 upon 25. That gives you 4 upon 5 multiply 5 upon 3. That is equal to 4 upon 3. Right? This was your tangent of theta. Now theta, that gives you theta is equal to tangent inverse of 4 by 3. Right? Now let's get back to our problem. This one. From 1, you had to find out tangent of cos inverse 3 by 5 plus tangent inverse 1 by 4. That gives you tangent inverse that we assume to be theta plus tangent inverse 1 by 4. So this is equal to tangent of tangent inverse theta. We've calculated tan inverse 4 by 3 plus tan inverse 1 by 4. Now I will apply the formula for tan inverse x plus tan inverse y. We discussed this formula in the very beginning. So this is equal to tangent of tangent inverse this 4 by 3 plus 1 by 4 upon 1 minus 1 4 by 3 into 1 by 4. These two will cancel and you will have here the tangent and tangent inverse. Of course, they will cancel, but we'll write that later. So tangent inverse, this is equal to 16 plus 3, that is 19 upon 12. Okay, and this whole is divided by 1 minus 1.3. This is tangent of tangent inverse 19 by 12 whole divided by 2 by 3. Tangent of tangent inverse 19 by 12 divided by 2 by 3, which will be 3 by 2. So here you will cut at 4 and you'll be left with tangent inverse 19 by 8, which is equal to 19 by 8. So that is it. 19 by 8 is the answer to the question, option A. Hope you got that. Next is question number 32. You have to find the length of the lattice rectum of this parabola y square is equal to minus 12x, which can be written as minus 4ax. So a in this case is equal to 3, right? Because minus 4a was equal to minus 12. This gives you a is equal to 3, right? So what we have to find out the length of the lattice rectum. That's it. What is the lattice rectum? It is equal to 4a. A we calculated, it was 3. So lattice rectum is equal to 12 units. Option B. Right? Hope you got this. I hope you got this. Next is question number 33. What is the value of this integral? So limits from 0 to pi by 2, 1 upon 1 plus tangent cube x dx. Okay. In this question, first of all, this can be, see, I'll be using multiple formulas. Let's write down those ones. First thing, sine of pi by 2 minus x. This is equal to cos of x, and cos pi by 2 minus x is equal to sine x. Okay. Now the integral, limit a to b fx dx is equal to a to b f of a plus b minus x dx, right? So this, now all these formulas will be used in this question. Let's get back to our question. This is equal to I. So here I is equal to integral 0 to 1 dx upon, I'll open the tangent. Now it will be sine cube x upon cos cube x. Dx has been written. I is equal to cos cube x upon cos cube x plus sine cube x dx. So now by using the property, I is equal to, the limits were from 0 to pi by 2. Yes. 0 to pi by 2. This will be cos cube pi by 2 minus x whole divided by cos cube pi by 2 minus x plus sine cube pi by 2 minus x dx. Okay, so this is equal to, I is equal to integral 0 to pi by, this will be changed into sine cube x whole divided by, this will be sine cube x plus cos cube x dx. Let's say this is equal to number 2, and I will say this equation as number 1. Now adding 1 and 2, you will get 2i is equal to 0 to pi by 2 sine cube x plus cos cube x whole divided by sine cube x plus cos cube x dx, that is equal to 0 to pi by 2 1 into dx, which is equal to x, the limits from 0 to pi by 2, which is equal to pi by 2 minus 0. That is equal to pi by 2. Now you had 2i is equal to pi by 2, which gives you I is equal to pi by 4. So this is the answer to the question, pi by 4, option D. Hope you got this. Next is question number 34. You have to find out the limit x approaching 0, sine of 2 plus x minus sine 2 minus x whole divided by x. This is equal to what? Okay. Before starting the question, let's discuss some formulas. If you have sine A minus sine B, this is given by 2 cos A plus B upon 2 sine A minus B upon 2. Also, one more thing, limit x approaching 0, sine x upon x is equal to 1. So do remember these two. formulas, right? Now let's get back to our problem. So you had to find out limit x approaching 0, sine of 2 plus x minus sine 2 minus x whole divided by x. This will be equal to limit x approaching 0. Applying the formula, this will be 2 cos 2 plus x plus 2 minus x divided by 2 into sine 2 plus x minus 2 plus x, because I am negating this thing. Okay. Divided by 2. Okay. Question number 34. You have to find out limit x approaching 0, sine 2 plus x minus sine 2 minus x upon x is equal to what? Before starting with the questions, I would like to discuss two formulas. The very first one, sine A minus sine B is given by 2 cos A plus B by 2 sine A minus B by 2. Yeah, so let's say this is equal to number 1. Also limit x approaching 0, sine x upon x is equal to 1. You are well aware of it. Okay, so these two formulas will be used while solving this question. Now let's move towards the solution. You have to find out limit x approaching 0, sine of 2 plus x minus sine 2 minus x whole divided by x is equal to what? Now this is sine, this is behaving like A and this is like B. So this will be limit x approaching 0 to cos A plus B, which is 2 plus x plus 2 minus x whole divided by 2 sine A, which is 2 plus x minus 2 minus x whole divided by 2. This whole thing is divided by 2. Okay, x, sorry. Now limit x approaching 0. This will be 2 cos of this x and x will cancel. So 4 by 2, this will give you cos 2 sine. This will be 2 and 2 will cancel and 2x upon 2 will give you x. This whole thing upon x. So this will be equal to limit x approaching 0 to sine x cos 2 upon x. So this is 2 cos, this is 2. See, cos 2 is constant. I'll take it outside. So this will be cos 2 limit x approaching 0 sin x upon x. You know, this thing is equal to 1. We already discussed this. So this will be cos 2 into 1, which will be equal to cos 2 only. Yeah, 2 is also there. Okay, so 2 cos 2, this is the answer to the question. Option C. Hope you understood this. Next is question number 35. In the expansion of 1 plus x raised to power 50, is the sum of the coefficient of the odd power of x is. So in this expansion, the sum of coefficients of odd powers of x is what? Okay, fine. You have to calculate this. First of all, 1 plus x raised to power n. The general formula is given by NC0 x raised to power 0 plus NC1 into x raised to power 1 NC2 into x raised to power 2 till NCn into x raised to power n, where NCr is equal to n factorial upon r factorial into n minus r factorial. Now, let's move towards the solution. We are given 1 plus x raised to power 50. So, this is equal to question number 35. In the expansion of 1 plus x raised to power 50, the sum of the coefficient of the odd powers of x is. See, the general formula for 1 plus x raised to power n is given by NC0 into x raised to power 0 plus NC1 into x raised to power 1, NC2 into x raised to power 2, so on till NCn into x raised to power n. So you are in the given question, you are given the 1 plus x raised to power 50. Now this can be written as this C0 into C1 into x. Actually, I mean 50 C0, 50 C1. Okay, the same things. Plus C2 x square, so on till C50 x raised to power 50. Right. Now, if I put x is equal to 1, so this will be 2 raised to power 50 is equal to C0 plus C1, C2, C3 till C50. And if I put x is equal to -1, this will be 0 raised to power 50, which is actually nothing but 0, is equal to C0 minus C1 plus C2 minus C3, so on. See, for the even we have the positive, and for the odd I'm having the negative. So this will be plus C50. Okay, now subtracting these two equations, what you will get is this is 2 and this is 1. I'll perform 2, 1 minus 2. Okay, so this will be 2 raised to power 50 minus 0 is equal to, see how you will be left with, now, okay, I'll write it once. C0 plus C1, C2 till C50 minus C0, C1 plus C2 minus C3 till C50. So this will be 2 raised to power 50 is equal to C0, C1, C2, C50 minus C0, C1 minus C2 plus C3, so on, minus C50. Right. So, see, they will cancel. C2. Okay, C0. And so on, the even ones will cancel. And you will have 2 C1 plus C3 till C49. This was equal to 2 C50. Okay, so this will be 250 minus 1 is equal to C1 plus C3, so on till C49. So that means the sum of the odd ones is 2 raised to power 49. Sum of the coefficient of the odd powers of x is equal to 2 raised to power 49. This is option B. Hope you understood this. Next is question number 36. You are given tangent of theta is equal to minus 3/4 and theta lies in the second quadrant. I hope you remember this. In the first quadrant, all are positive. In the second quadrant, sine and cosec are positive. Here, the tangent and cotangent are positive. Let's write those. Tangent and cotangent. Here you have sine and cosec positive, and here you have cos and sec as positive, and here all are positive. So theta lies in the second quadrant and theta is a negative. So definitely it is lying in the second quadrant. Tangent of theta will be negative in the second quadrant. Okay, now what do you have to find out? Sine theta. This is actually very easy because see, if I'm having you have to find the sine of the angle, right? In the second quadrant, tangent is negative and the sine is definitely positive. You know those things. So there are actually multiple ways. I will go with this one. 1 plus tangent square theta is equal to secant square theta. So 1 plus minus 3/4 square is equal to secant square theta, which is equal to 1 plus 9/16 is equal to secant square theta. This will be 25 upon 16 is equal to secant square theta, which gives you 5/4 is equal to secant theta. Secant theta is the inverse of cos theta. So cos theta will be equal to 4/5. So if cos theta is equal to 4/5, you know the sine theta is equal to 1 minus cos square theta under the root. So this is equal to root of 1 minus 4/5 square, which is equal to 5 square minus 4 square upon 5 square. So this is 25 minus 16 upon 25, which is equal to 9 upon 25, that is equal to 3 upon 5. So this is the value of sine theta. See, it came out to be positive because in the second quadrant, sine is positive. So I'm considering only the positive value. 3/5, this is option C. Hope you understood this. Next is question number 37. Radius of this circle passing through the origin is. Okay. So see, when any circle is passing through the origin, the general equation is given by this, right? Yeah. This is the equation of the circle. Wait. Sorry. Question number 37. The radius of the circle x squared plus y squared plus x plus c is equal to 0 passing through the origin is. Fine. See, first of all, this is the general equation of the circle, which is having the center at the origin. With the radius is equal to r, right? Now we know that this is this is there because the x and y coefficients are missing. Therefore, the center is at the origin and the radius is given by this, the square root of this particular term, right? Now you are given the equation x square plus y square plus x plus c is equal to 0. This is passing through the origin. If it is passing through the origin, then c is equal to 0. Sure. Okay. Then the equation will be left x squared plus y squared plus x is equal to 0. Right? Now I'll do one thing. I'll add and subtract 1 by 4 from here. Okay. Now I'm trying to do what? I'm trying to make a perfect square. The reason for that, you'll just come to know. Okay. So now this will be equal to, this can be written as x plus 1 by 2 whole square. And this will be plus y square minus 1 by 4, which can be written as 1 by 2 whole square. This is equal to 0. So x plus 1 by 2 whole square plus y square is equal to 1 by 2 square. Now comparing it with the general equation, here the center will be 1 by 2 comma 0 and radius will be 1 by 2. Right? Now what we had to find out in the question was radius for this circle, and radius we just calculated, it is 1 by 2, which makes option B to be the correct answer. Hope you understood this. Next is question number 38. So you have to find out the integral of this given particular function, -1 to 1. Before starting with the question, let's discuss some particular integral properties. So you know this x raised to power n dx, this is nothing but the integral will be equal to x raised to power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1 plus c, provided n is not equal to 0. Also 1 upon x dx, this is equal to natural log of x plus c. Also e raised to power x dx integral is equal to e raised to power x plus c. Now let's get back to our problem. Let's say this is equal to I. So I is equal to integral of 2x plus 1 whole divided by x squared plus x plus 1 whole square. There are no limits dx. So I'll put x squared plus x plus 1 is equal to t, differentiating both sides. 2x plus 1 dx is equal to dt. Now let's come back to our problem. The integral, now this can be written as dt upon t square, right? Now this integral will be equal to t raised to power, this is -2 into dt. So this will be equal to t raised to power -2 plus 1 upon -2 plus 1 plus c. So this is equal to t raised to power -1 upon -1 plus c. So this is -1 upon t plus c, right? And what was t? This is minus x squared plus x plus 1. There were limits also. Yeah, I forgot to put on the limits. -1 to 1. See, when I'm changing this, so limits will also be changed. Let's see. When I'm putting x is equal to 1, the limits will be, I don't need to write it over here. I'll just put the limits in this section. So this is -1 to 1. This will be equal to -1 upon 1 square plus 1 minus of -1. Question number 38. You have to find the integral of this function. Limit -1 to 1 to x plus 1 whole divided by x square plus x plus 1 whole square dx. So let's say I'm putting x square plus x plus 1 is equal to t. So differentiating both sides, you have 2x plus 1 dx is equal to dt. Now let's come back to our integral. This will be, I'm not putting the limits for some time because why, you will come to know later. So for the time being, this will be written as dt upon t square, which is equal to integral of t raised to power minus 2 into t. So this integral on solving will be t raised to power minus 2 plus 1 whole divided by minus 2 plus 1. So yeah, leave it here. This is t raised to power minus 1 upon 1. So this is minus 1 upon t. Now, what was t? Let's put in. You had this as 1 upon x square plus x plus 1. Now, I'm putting the limits now, applying the limits. Okay, we solved and finally we are applying the limits on x. So, -1 to 1. This will be equal to minus 1 upon 1 square plus 1 minus of -1 square plus -1 plus 1, which is equal to, this will be -1 upon 3 plus 1 upon 1 plus 0. So 1 upon 1. Okay. So this will be 1 minus 1 upon 3. The answer will be equal to 2 by 3. This is the answer to the question, option C. Hope you understood this. Next is question number 39. The value of iota raised to power 3 plus iota raised to power 6 plus iota raised to power 9 is equal to, where iota is the root of -1. You know iota is the imaginary number. Know that. Also, let's discuss a few formulas before starting with the question. You know iota square is equal to -1 and iota raised to power 4 is equal to 1. Okay. Also, iota cube is equal to minus iota. So these three formulas basically do need to remember. Now you have to find out the value of iota cube, iota 6, iota raised to power 9. I'll take the iota cube common. So you have 1 plus iota cube plus iota raised to power 6, which can be written as iota cube. You know that's equal to minus iota. 1 iota cube is equal to minus iota. So I'll write this. And iota raised to power 3, 6 can be written as iota cube multiply iota cube. Okay. So that's equal to minus iota 1 minus iota plus iota cube was equal to minus iota into minus iota, which is equal to minus iota 1 minus iota plus iota square. Okay. So let's open this. You have minus iota plus iota square minus iota cube. Minus iota, and this is iota square is equal to -1, and this is equal to minus of minus iota. Okay. So this will be minus iota -1 plus iota. These will cancel and you will have -1 as your answer. Okay. That means option B is the correct answer. Hope you understood this. Next is question number 40. Integral of 1 upon e raised to power x plus 1 upon e raised to power minus x dx is equal to what? Okay. See, one formula, we know the integral of 1 upon 1 plus x square dx is equal to tangent inverse x plus c, right? So now let's get back to our question. So here you have, you can write it as I is equal to 1 upon e raised to power x plus 1 upon e raised to power x dx. This will be equal to integral of e raised to power x upon e raised to power x into e raised to power x plus 1 dx, which is e raised to power x upon e raised to power 2x plus 1 dx. Okay. Okay. So that is equal to I is equal to dt upon dx. One thing I'll do first, wait. That is, I'll put e raised to power x is equal to t. Okay. So now differentiating both sides, you will have e raised to power x into dx is equal to dt. Now let's come back to our question. From 1, you have dt upon t square plus 1, right? Which is equal to tangent inverse of t plus the constant c. What was t? It was tan e raised to power x. So tangent inverse e raised to power x plus c. That's it. This is our answer. So you have option D as your answer. Hope you understood this. Next is question number 41. Average of all natural numbers less than 150. Less than 150. Okay, that means you have to find out the average till 149. Natural numbers start from 1. So you have to find out 1 plus 2 plus 3 till 149. So average is given by sum of terms upon number of terms. Now, sum of terms, because we are talking about the natural number sum, the general formula is given by n into n plus 1 upon 2. Here, n is 149. So, this is equal to 149 into 149 plus 1 upon 2, which is equal to 149 into 150 upon 2. So, this is equal to 149 into 75, which is 11175. That's the sum of the numbers. Okay. Now, average is equal to 149. That is a sum. I'm just writing this thing because it will make my calculations easier. Divided by the number of terms, which is 149. They will cancel out and you will have the average as 75. So, option C is the correct answer. Hope you got that. Let's move to the next question then. Question number 42. Determine k so that the line y is equal to 2x plus k may touch the ellipse 3x squared plus 5y squared is equal to 15. Fine. So we have the line first. Y is equal to 2x plus k. Now put the value of the y in this ellipse because they are touching. That means there is a point of contact between this ellipse and the line. Okay. So you will have now let's take the ellipse. This will be 3x square plus 5, 2x plus k square is equal to 15, which will be equal to 3x square plus, I'll make it a bit easier more. So 4x square plus k square plus 4xk is equal to 15. So this is 3x square plus 20x square plus 5k square plus 20xk is equal to 15. Okay. Now, determine k so that this may touch the ellipse. See, this is, okay, wait, 23x square plus 20kx plus 5k square minus 15 is equal to 0. Now, see, this is a quadratic equation, right? And moreover, not that one. Okay. Moreover, what you have to find it, you have to have a real value. And for having the real value, the discriminant should always be equal to greater than 0, right? And the discriminant is given by b square minus 4ac. This is the formula of the discriminant. And what is b? This is the coefficient of x. That means discriminant is equal to 20k square minus 4a is 23 and c is this 5k squared minus 15. Okay. So this makes it 400k square minus this will be 92, 5k square minus 15. And this will be equal to 400k square, 92 5s, this is 460 k square plus 1380. So this is equal to minus 60k square plus 1380. Now, if they are touching them, then the discriminant should be greater than 0, which means minus 60k square plus 1380 should be greater than 0, which simply means that 1380 should be greater than equal to greater than 60k square, or k should be less than plus minus root of 23. Right. So this is the value of k. So that this may touch. So this is root of 23. Option A has got to be the correct answer. Right. So if they are touching the line, see discriminant may be greater than equal to 0, I should say. Because when they are equal, the roots are equal and real. See, when the discriminant is greater than equal to 0, the roots are real and equal. In the case when the discriminant is equal to 0, and when the discriminant is greater than 0, they are real and unequal. So the correct answer to the question is your option A. Next is question number 43. You have to find the fourth term from the end in this expansion. The expansion, it's not a bit clear. Let's see it properly. This is x by 2 minus x raised to power 15. Okay. Now, see, when I'm having the general expansion of x plus y raised to power n, the pth term from n is equal to n minus p plus 2th term from the beginning. And general term is given by TR plus 1 is equal to NCR into x raised to power n minus r into y raised to power r. Now, you are given this. You have to find the fourth term from the end. X by 2 minus x raised to power 15. In the expansion, fourth term from the end, fourth term from n is equal to n. It was, see, the formula was n minus p plus 2. What is n in this case? It's 15. Minus p is 4 plus 2th term from beginning. This is equal to 13th term. And T13 can be written as T12 plus 1, which is equal to, see, the formula was this NCR. So this is 15 C12. There's one more thing. See, here will be minus 1 raised to power r. Okay, one thing I have missed. So minus 1 raised to power 12. I'll rewrite. Minus 1 raised to power 12 multiply 15C12 multiply x by 2 raised to power n minus r, that is 15 minus 12, into y, which is x raised to power r. So this is equal to 1 into 15 upon into 14 into 13, 12 factorial divided by 3 factorial into 12 factorial into x by 2 raised to power 3 into x raised to power 12. So this 12 factorial and 12 factorial will cancel, and 3 factorial is given by 3 into 2. So this 3 will go at 5 and this will go at 7. Multiply x raised to power 3 plus 12 upon 2 into 2 into 2. That is 8. No cancellations are there. Okay. So further, this is equal to, you have to do the calculations. So this is 455 into x raised to power 15 upon 8. This is the correct answer to the question. Option A. Hope you got this. Next is question number 44. Locus of the poles of the normal chord to the parabola y square is equal to 4ax is given by. See, let the pole of the parabola y2 is equal to 4ax be P and K. Equation of the normal chord is given by y is equal to minus t into x plus 2at plus t at cube. So y plus tx minus 2at minus at cube is equal to 0. Let's say this is equation 1. So equation of the polar with respect to P is equation of polar with respect to P is t is equal to 0. Fine, that makes ky is equal to 2ax plus n or 2ax minus ky plus 2an is equal to 0. Let's say this is equation 2. Now, equation 1 and 2 represent the same line. So, comparing both the equations, you have P upon 2a is equal to 1 upon minus k is equal to minus 2at minus at cube whole divided by 2an. Or t upon 2a is equal to 1 upon minus k is equal to minus, I'm cancelling the a from the numerator and the denominator, 2t minus t cube upon 2n. So, t upon 2a is equal to 1 upon minus k, or t is equal to minus 2a upon k. Let's say this is equation 3. Also, like I have, in this case, I have joined them. Also, now I will join these two. Okay. Also, t upon 2a is minus 2t minus t cube upon 2n. This gives you the 2 and 2 will cancel. That also t will be taken common from here. And right here. T upon a is equal to minus t 2 plus t square whole divided by n. The t and t will cancel over here. And you will have n upon a is equal to minus 2 minus t square, or n upon a plus 2 is equal to minus t square. Okay. Now subtracting t from 3. This is the equation. Subtracting, wait, not sorry, subtracting, substituting t from 3 from this equation. Substituting t from equation 3. Okay. You will have here n upon a plus 2 is equal to minus of what was t over there, minus 2a upon k square. So this makes n plus 2a whole divided by a is equal to minus 4a square upon k square, right? Okay, so cross multiplication k square n plus 2a is equal to minus 4a cube. Right. So k square n plus 2a plus 4a cube is equal to 0. Generalizing the equation, you have y square x plus 2a plus 4a cube is equal to 0. That makes your option B to be the correct answer. Hope you understood this. Next is question number 45. The inverse of a matrix A is given by this. What is the matrix A equal to? This is a square matrix, right? The square matrix, handling them is pretty easy. So inverse is given by this. That means you are given A inverse is -2, 1, 3 by 2 and -1 by 2, right? Also, you know one thing, that A into A inverse is equal to I. If I'm assuming the A matrix to be equal to A, B, C, and D. So this is A, B, C, D multiplied by -2, 1, 3 by 2, -1 by 2 is equal to 1, 0, 0, 1. So let's do the multiplication. You will have -2A plus 3B by 2, A minus B by 2, and -2C plus 3D by 2, C minus D by 2, 1, 0, 0, 1. So this means we have so many equalities over here. So first is A minus B upon 2 is equal to 0, which makes A is equal to B by 2, right? What we had to find out in the question was, okay, A, B, C, D. Fine. So that means A is equal to B by 2 or B is equal to 2A. Also, from here, -2A plus 3B upon 2 is equal to 1. By plus -2A plus 3B by 2 is equal to 1. And A was, B is equal to 2A. So this is equal to 1, 2 and 2 will cancel. -2A plus 3A is equal to 0, that makes is equal to 1. That makes A is equal to 1. And if A is equal to 1, then what will be B? If A is equal to 1, B will be equal to 2. Okay, we got the value for A as 1 and B as 2. Next. Next is C minus D upon 2 is equal to 1. The better one is, I'll pick up this thing. -2C plus 3D by 2 is equal to 0. Okay. That makes -4C plus 3D is equal to 0, or 4C is equal to 3D. Also, you know that C minus D by 2 is equal to 1. Okay. And C can be written as 3D by 4. So 3D by 4 minus D by 2 is equal to 1. Over here 4. So 3D minus 2D is equal to 1, which is equal to D upon 4 is equal to 1, or D is equal to 4. If D is equal to 4, then C's value will be equal to 3. Right, I got all the values. Let's write down. I have A as 1, B as 2, C as 3, and D as 4. So the matrix A, that was equal to A, B, C, and D. This is equal to 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is the answer to the question. Let's check 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the first option. Hope you understood this. Let's move to the next question now. Question number 46. If -2 is one of the roots of this quadratic equation, then what is the other root? See, whenever you are having a general equation, ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, a general form of the quadratic equation, always sum of roots is given by -b upon a, and just product of roots is given by C upon A. Okay. Now the given quadratic equation is x squared plus 3x plus 2 is equal to 0. So if this is -2, let the other root be alpha. So that means alpha plus -2 is equal to -3 upon 1, or -2 plus alpha is equal to -3. Okay, which makes alpha is equal to -1. So that's it. I think we got our answer. Nothing more to do. -1. Option B is the correct answer. Hope you got this. Next is question number 47. If in a GP, 10th term is 9 and 4th term is 4, this what will the 7th term? See, in a GP, we are having the terms like A, AR square, and so on. A is your first term, R is your common ratio, right? And the general term is given by TR is equal to A into R raised to power n minus 1, right? We are given the 10th term is 9. So that means T10 is equal to 9 and T4 is equal to 4. So T10 is given by A into R raised to power 9. This is equal to 9. And this is A into R raised to power 3 is equal to 4. Correct? So I have the two equations. Let's multiply both of them. So I will have A into R raised to power 9 multiply A into R raised to power 3 is equal to 9 into 4, that is equal to 36. You have to find out the 7th term. Do remember this. Okay. So 7th term is given by A square into R raised to power 9 plus 3. This is equal to 36. So A square into R raised to power 12 is equal to 36. Or this is equal to A into R raised to power 6 whole square is equal to 36, which gives you A into R raised to power 6 is equal to 6. You have to find out the 7th term, which is given by A into R raised to power 6. So T7 is equal to A into R raised to power 6, which we already calculated as 6. So this is the answer to the question. Okay. Option B is the correct answer. Hope you got that. Let's move to the next question now. Question number 48. Find the order and the degree of this differential equation. Let's write it properly because it's not clear. It's supposed to be like this. D cube y upon dx cube whole raised to power 2 is equal to root of dy by dx plus 1. Let's write it properly. So squaring both sides because I have to take the root of it because it is not a differential equation because the power is 1 by 2 for this dy by dx. So squaring both sides, you have d cube y upon dx cube whole raised to power 4 is equal to dy by dx plus 1. Now, what about the order of any differential equation? Order of the highest order derivative in the differential equation is called the order of that differential equation. And in this case, it is 3. And what about the degree? The highest degree of the highest order derivative involved in the differential equation is called the degree of that differential equation. And in this case, it is 4. So 3, 4, this is the correct answer. Hope you understood this. Next is question number 49. What is the limit x approaching 0? This whole expression. See, over here in this question, if I'm putting x is equal to 4, let's put x is equal to 4 in this. So it will be 3 minus 5 plus 4 whole divided by 4 minus 4. This is of the form 0 upon 0, right? So it can't be solved. This is in indeterminate form. To solve this question, I have to apply the L'Hospital's rule to solve this question, right? And for that, you have to see what is that rule. If x approaching a is there, fx upon gx is equal to limit x approaching a f dash x upon g dash x. Okay, so now let's come back to our question. Limit x approaching 4, 3 minus root 5 plus x upon x minus 4. Okay, now you have to find out, this is, see, we talked about this is indeterminate form, 0 upon 0. So we have to apply the L'Hospital's rule that we have to find out derivative of this upon derivative of this. This is equal to limit x approaching this 3 derivative 0 minus this is 1 upon 2 root of f 5 plus x into 1 whole divided by 1. Okay, so this becomes limit x approaching 4 minus 1 upon 2 root of 5 upon x, right? So now if I put x is equal to 4, this will be equal to minus 1 upon 2, 5 plus 4, which is equal to minus 2 into 3, that is equal to 1 by 6, minus 1 by 6. So this is the correct answer to the question, option B. Hope you got this. Next is question number 50. Argument and modulus of 1 plus iota upon 1 minus iota are respectively. See the general form, this is a complex number problem. The general form of a complex number is given by z is equal to x plus iota y. The polar representation of z, this is the polar representation, sorry, not this. The polar representation of z is given by r cos theta plus iota sin theta, where r is the modulus of complex number and theta is amplitude or argument. Of this complex number. Okay, and theta is given by tangent inverse of y upon x, and magnitude of z is given by root of x squared plus y squared. Now let's move towards our problem. We have to solve 1 plus iota, 1 minus iota. This is equal to 1 plus iota, 1 minus iota, multiply 1 plus iota upon 1 plus iota. This is equal to square upon 1 square minus iota square, which is equal to 1 plus iota square plus 2 iota upon 1 minus iota square is equal to minus 1. You know this. So this is equal to 1. This is minus 1 plus 2 iota upon 2. You have 2 iota upon 2 or iota. So this is the answer to the question. Okay. Not, we have to find out the argument and the modulus. We have solved this. This is not the answer. 1 plus iota upon 1 minus iota is equal to iota. Now, you know the argument. Now, this iota can be written as 0 plus 1 into iota. Here, x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 1. Now, you know this thing that argument is given by theta, which is equal to tangent inverse y upon x. Okay. So, this is tangent inverse. Y is 1 and x is 0. Yeah. So this is equal to, yeah, this is tangent inverse of infinity, which is at pi by 2. Okay, now the modulus of z is given by root of x squared plus this y squared, which is equal to 0 squared plus 1 squared, which is equal to 1. That's it. So the argument is pi by 2 and the modulus is 1. You have option D as your answer. Hope you got this. Next is, we are starting with the English questions now. Question number 51. Some parts of the sentence have errors and some are correct. Find out the part that has an error and mark that part as your answer. If you don't have any errors, then you can simply mark no error in your answer. So now let's read it. Hardly had he departed that the phone rang. Hardly had he departed that the phone rang, or it contains no error. Well, yes, there is an error. He departed that. Option 2, the usage of that is incorrect. Instead of this, we need to use when. With hardly or scarcely, we always use the conjunction when. Hardly had I reached the station when the train came. Something like that. Okay. So the correct sentence will be, hardly had he reached when the phone rang. That means option B is the correct answer. Next is question number 52. Identify the part of the sentence which has an error. In case no error, it will be option D. Ram has an large amount of money. No error. See, when I read this, and this is an article and it is used only before the vowels. Correct? Large is this, in the large, the very first alphabet is L, and it's not a vowel, it's a consonant. Therefore, A part contains the error. Ram has a. It should be a. So option A is the correct answer. Hope you got this. Next is question number 53. Select the segment in the sentence which contains the grammatical error. It says, they had to wait for the luggages to be put into the cab before they themselves got into it. So which part is containing the grammatical error? For the luggages, yes, this is the part which is containing an error. There are some uncountable nouns which are followed by the singular verb, which do not take articles or and many, few, plural forms, something like. And those are like furniture, scenery, luggage, temper, here, etc. Okay, like I can't say the scenery is at my friend's house enchanted me, or the scenery, it will be the scenery at my friend's house enchanted me. So we cannot use that scenery's word. Similarly, luggages is not a word, it should have been the word luggage. So this part of the sentence is containing the error. Option D. Hope you understood. Next is question number 54. You have to select the option that can be used as one word substitute for the given group of words. A decision on which one cannot go back. There are certain options. Let's discuss the meaning of all the options one by one. First one, irrevocable, which means that cannot be changed. Not able to be changed or reversed or recovered, something like. Improbable, that means not likely to be true or to happen. Not likely to happen. Incredible, impossible to believe. Incorrigible, of a person, of a behavior not able to be changed. Relating to a person or behavior not able to be changed. So a decision on which one cannot go back is irrevocable, because sometimes we say that this decision, the decision taken by the government is irrevocable, or decision taken by the judge is irrevocable. That means it cannot be converted into back like what it was before. Option A is the correct answer. Next is question number 55. You have to find out the correct spellings, correctly spelled word which is having the correct spellings. The number one, purse. The spellings are incorrect. This is P-I-E-C. P-I-E-R-C-E. This makes to make a hole in something with a sharp point. To make hole with sharp point. Then you have the word comfortable. Absolutely correct spellings. That means comfortable is something which means providing you relaxation. Providing relaxation. Then you have the word luxurious. Spellings are, of course, wrong. The correct spellings is L-U-X-U-R-I-E-S. That means indulgence in and enjoyment of the rich, comfortable, something like that. Luxurious means a very comfortable, rich life, something like that. Individual, of course, the spellings are wrong. This is I-N-D-I-V-I-D-U-A-L. That means relating to a single person. Correct. So comfortable, option B. These are the only spellings which are correct. Next is question number 56. You have to find the most appropriate synonym of the given word, stern. So these are the options. Let's discuss the meaning. First of all, stern means very serious, non-smiling type. Strict. Strict to who doesn't allow people to break the rules. Then is mild. Mild is very soft, not strong, or you can say soft. Then is the word lenient, which means not strict. Then is the word gentle, which means kind, calm. Now you have to find out the appropriate synonym of the word stern, and it's of course strict. Option A is the correct answer. Next is question number 57. In this question, in the following question, you have to choose the word opposite in meaning to the given word. Condemn. You have to find out the opposite meaning word to the word condemn. Condemn is a verb and it means to criticize something or someone very strongly, usually for the moral reasons. Criticize someone or something something for moral reasons. And the first word is castigate. It means to criticize someone or something very severely, almost the same meaning. Then there is the word strut, to walk in proud. Then is the word command, to order someone. And then is the word commend. It means to firmly praise something or someone. To firmly praise something or someone. Now you have to find out the opposite meaning. Condemn means to criticize someone and commend means to formally praise someone. That means we have this as the answer because they have the opposite meaning. Hope you got this. Next is question number 58. So you have to choose the most suitable answer to fill in the blank. If you had told me you needed a ride at dash earlier. Here the options are would have left, would have been left, will have left, or will be leaving. See, you have, if you had, so with had, I will not have the will. When you're having, if you had, that means we are talking about the past. If you had told me you needed a ride, I would have left. I would have been. No, would have been left is not a correct statement to make. It will be, I would have left. So this will fill in the blank. If you had told me you needed a ride, I would have left earlier. That makes option A to be the correct answer. Right? Next is question number 51. So you have to fill in the blank with the options, that is with one of the options given here. Hardly had I reached my office, dash, I got your message. Then I got your message, before, after I got your message, before I got your message, when I got your message. See, this then is used for making comparisons. So this is definitely out of the line. Right? Hardly had I reached my office, dash, I got your message. Before, no, it's not like before will not be used over here. The reason being it's talking like before is something which has happened before. Hardly had I reached my office before I got my message? No. After I got my message? No. When I your message. When I got your message. Hardly I reached the office when I got your message. That means immediately when I reached the office, I received your message. Immediately. Okay. So this is option D. Hope you understood this. Then let's move to the next question number 60. You have to choose the appropriate question tag for the following sentence. George has never been to India. Has he? Has George? Hasn't he? Or hasn't George? See, a question tag means a short phrase, isn't it? Did you? Or end of the sentence that changes it into the question. For example, she said half price, didn't she? So over here, the main clause is positive and the question tag is usually negative. If the main clause is negative, the question tag is positive. Opposite happens. Here it is George has never been to India. So like it is a normal sentence. Here it will be, it's a positive one. Okay. And here will be, has he? Yes. The correct one is, has he? Because has George has already been addressed once, so his name will not come again. This is wrong. Hasn't he? No, because this is a positive sentence and we have, sorry. Okay. Because the main clause is positive, so the question tag, question number 60, choose the option with the appropriate question tag for the given sentence. George has never been to India. Dash. Has he? Has George? Hasn't he? Or hasn't George? See a question. We have a question tag over here. Definitely we have a question tag. In these type of questions, what happens if the main clause is positive, then the question tag is always negative. And if the main clause is negative, the question tag has got to be positive. Okay. So now it is George has never been to India. So it is a negative one. That means over here, I'll have the positive. Has he? Most likely this is the answer. Has George? No, George has already been addressed once with the name. So I will not address him again with his name. This is wrong. Hasn't he? Negative. No, negative will not make a pair because with the negative, I will have a positive question tag. Hasn't George? Again, the same thing. It will not work. That makes option A to be the correct answer. It is George has never been to India. Has he? Okay. Let's move to the next question, number 61. So you have to choose the option that best transforms the sentence into other voice. We added up the money and found it was correct. Adding up the money, it was found it to be correct by us. So, okay. Adding up the money, we found it to be correct. Next, the money was added up and found to be correct. Okay. The money is added up by us and found to be correct. When I read all of these sentences, the correct one always it sounded to me like option C. The money was added up and found to be correct. The given sentence, this is in the active voice. And as per the given question, we have to change into the passive voice. So, wait, we have to change it into the passive voice. So what happens in this case? This is done like subject plus second form of verb plus object. This changes into subject, object case plus was, were, plus the third form of verb plus the object. This is the subject case. This is in the passive voice. Okay. So now that means over here we added up the money and found it was correct. So the subject in the sentence is we. The object of the given sentence is the money. The subject will be put in place of the object and object will be placed in the object will be put in the place of the subject and added up will be changed into was added up. All right. So now it will be the money. It will come here and was added up will be introduced because we have to introduce a third form of the verb. So and found it to be correct. So this will come as such, this much portion. Right? So that's it. We got option C as your answer. Hope you understood this. Next is question number 62. So you have to choose the option that best transforms the sentence into direct, indirect speech. Can the children get tasty meals at school? So out of these options, let's check which is the correct one. Can the children get tasty meals at school? See, there are certain rules for changing from the direct to the indirect speech. And what is that? First of all, inverted commas. I don't have any inverted commas. Okay, let's leave that. So what happens in the indirect speech? We add the marks such as asked, said, told, like that. These words are added. And now, can the children get tasty meals at school? To make the indirect speech for the questions that can be answered in a yes, like the answer will be a yes or no, we introduce the word if or whether in the indirect speech. And can will be changed because can is involved in the question. It will be changed into could. Now, the structure will be something like can plus subject plus first form of the verb plus object will be changed into if plus subject plus could plus first form of the verb plus object. Okay, so now this will be changed into can the children get tasty meals at school? It will be I asked, because these are something a person is asking. I asked. If will be introduced. The children can will be changed into could get tasty food meals at the school. All right. So it matches with option D. Option D is the correct answer. Hope you understood. Next is 63rd question. So you have to arrange the parts 1, 2, 3, 4 of the following sentences to create meaningful sentences and choose the right option accordingly. People think they are BlackBerry phones used to be old-fashioned gadgets or extremely popular, but now many. See, first of all, the part 2 is independent of any other sentences and it's giving information about the noun BlackBerry phones that the earlier they used to be very popular, but with the passage of time, earlier they used to be very popular, but with the passage of time, people are considering them to be old-fashioned gadgets. So the very first one is 2. Next, it should be followed by 4. BlackBerry phones used to be extremely popular. So this is the one which seems very much correct in the continuation with line. So this is option 4. The next one, it will be BlackBerry phones used to be extremely popular, but now many old-fashioned gadgets. Now many people think they are old-fashioned gadgets. This is absolutely making a sense. Okay. Sorry, the last one is 3. So this is BlackBerry phones used to be extremely popular, but now many people think they are old-fashioned gadgets. So it is 2, 4, 1, 3. Option D. Hope you understood. Next is question number 64. Given our 4 jumble sentences, you have to pick the option that has the correct order. Okay. One day, Maytag's company will create a product which will mash 660 million loads of laundry which will wash 660 million loads of laundry per week and become an empire worth $1.7 billion, found in over 80% of American households. So when I was reading it, one day, this is the one which doesn't seem to be in connection with any other pre-sentence part of the sentence. One day, Maytag's company will create a product. So A is the first line of that paragraph, which will be followed by which will wash 660 million loads of laundry per week. B, of course, is going. Then you have and become an empire worth $1.7 billion, found in over 80% of American households. So this is the correct sequence, A, B, C, D. Option D is the correct answer. Next is question number 65. You have to select the noun from the given word, different. Okay, for the different, what is the noun form of this word different? It is, of course, difference. The correct answer to the question is difference. The word different is an adjective. That means not same as another. And difference is a noun, which means the same. The way in which 2 or more things you are comparing are not same. So this is a noun. That's it. Differ, differently, differentness. They are not the correct answers. Option A is the correct answer. Hope you got that. Next is question number 66. You have to find out which part has an error. Mark it as your answer. If there's no error, you can say no error as per your answer. Now it says, no sooner did she see her teacher when she stopped crying. So which is the one which is containing error? No sooner did she see her teacher. So because with the did, we use the first form, that is correct. No sooner did she see her teacher when she stopped crying. See, I don't think the usage of when is correct over here. The conjunction no sooner definitely will go with the word than and not when. No sooner is always followed by than. No sooner did she saw her teacher than she stopped crying. Okay, so this is the one which is having an error. This should be replaced by than. So option B is the correct answer. Hope you understood. Next is 67 questions. So now you're having the paragraph 67 to 80, 70 questions will be based on that. Let's read the paragraph. Religion and science have often been viewed as having conflicting ideologies, with one relying on the faith and other on evidence. However, many argue that these two concepts can coexist and even complement each other. Religion can provide a moral framework and a sense of purpose, while science can explain the natural world and how it operates. One day in which religion and science can coexist is through the concept of intellect. Religion provides a moral framework and a sense of purpose, while science explains the natural world and how it operates. One example of this coexistence is in the study of the origins of the universe. Many religions have creation myths that describe how the origin of the describing of the origins of the universe and describing how the world came to be. While science has the Big Bang Theory, both perspectives offer unique insights and understandings of the origins of the universe, and neither necessarily contradicts the other. In conclusion, religion and science are not mutually exclusive. They can coexist and even complement one another, providing a deeper understanding of the world and our place in it. Both offer unique perspectives and insights, and neither necessarily contradicts the other. The key is to approach each with an open mind and willingness to consider the different perspectives. Okay, so we have the paragraph. Now some 4 questions will be asked based on this paragraph. First is, what is the relationship between the religion and science? Is it religion and science have a simple relationship throughout history? Science is a systematic method for understanding the natural world. Religion and science can coexist and even complement each other, or science is seen as a threat to the traditional religious beliefs. See, when you read the whole paragraph, you, I think, can definitely answer that this is option C. Religion and science can coexist and even complement each other. See over here. However, many argue that these two concepts can coexist and even complement each other. Okay. So, option C is the correct answer. Next is question number 68. What is the key to approaching religion and science according to the passage? Religion and science can both provide valuable insights and understanding. The key is to approach each with an open mind and a willingness to consider different perspectives. The key is to avoid conflating the two. Religion and science are mutually exclusive. Many religious beliefs are not in opposition to scientific facts and theories. Well, the correct answer to the question. See, let's read the paragraph once again. It says, where I can find out, it is both perspectives offer unique insights and understandings of the origin of the universe, and neither necessarily contradicts the other. Yeah, so that is it. I think based on that, it is the key to approach each with an open mind and willingness to consider different perspectives. It is, yeah, over here. The key is to approach each with an open mind and a willingness to consider different perspectives. So we have option B as the answer, right? Hope you understood. Next is question number 69. You have to find out the most appropriate antonym of the given word intellect. And what do you mean by the word intellect? See, when I'm saying the word intellect, it refers to the ability to think and understand the things. Think and understand the things, especially complex and abstract ideas. It can also refer to person's mental capacity or intelligence. So let's see. Genius is a person who is very much intelligent, extraordinary intelligent. Extraordinary intelligent. Then is wizard. It's a person who is skilled or expert in a particular field. Then is the word stupidity. I hope you know the word's meaning. I don't need to explain state of being stupid or quality of being stupid, state of being stupid. Sage refers to a person who is wise person. That's it. So you have to find out the word antonym to the given word, intellect, and the intellect who is intelligent, right? And opposite word is definitely stupidity. Option C. Hope you understood this. Now, students, with that, let's move to the last question of this paper. Question number 70. Give an example of how religion and science coexist in the study of the origins of the universe. Is it like many religions have creation myths while science has a Big Bang theory? Scientists, see, I think we read this in the question, in the paragraph itself. It was somewhere over here. So many religions have creation myths that describe how the world came to be, while the science has the Big Bang theory. I think we got our answer already. Let's read the rest options as well. Scientists have used telescopes and other observational techniques to study the history of the universe, while theologians have used scriptures. The universe is believed to have been created by the God Brahma. The Big Bang theory is a scientific explanation for the origins of the universe. See, I told you we already have this answer. This is a perfect match for the given paragraph, right? So option A is the correct answer. Hope you understood that. So students, with that, we have completed all the 70 questions of this paper. Hope you understood them well. And don't forget to visit our website, www.examsnet.com, where you can explore not only this, but similar type of multiple entrance exam question papers for a better preparation. To prepare you for your exams without any flaw, you must download our app. The link is available in the description box. So that's all for this paper. Keep shining, keep rising high. A very best of luck. Bye.